Hauntii is a game full of surprise, and like all games, red is bad. But the red subscribe button isn't bad. Throw a sub and help us out. On to the review. The game makes you feel like you're at therapy looking at Rorschach tests, but honestly with a really chill therapist. Hauntii is classified as an adventure, indie, puzzle, shooter, adventure game. Double the adventure. Hauntii was developed by Moonloop Games. Book your calendars, Hauntii is scheduled to release May 23rd, 2024. What I have gathered from my playthrough is that you've died. You're now a ghost in a place called Eternity, but not alone. You have that oh-so-secret crush of yours, the Eternian, an interracial relationship. Two of you try to escape Eternity, but something holds you back. Now it's up to you to figure out why you were held back, unlock your past, and discover the secrets of Eternity. A game trying to target people who like a good story. Honestly, unsure. It feels like a game like Dredge, where I don't believe the main aspect of the game is the story, but instead puzzle solving and generally not boring gameplay. The story, however, has this grim feel, and at the same time you become very curious to figure out what happened. The section no one knew they needed. Here are the menu settings. Hauntii supports mouse and keyboard and controller, but prefers you to play the game with a controller. Hauntii can be played on all of the major platforms. I might be wrong on this, but I do not believe Hauntii supports cross-saving. Hauntii has an extremely unique art style, and I believe it's hand-drawn like Cuphead or Hollow Knight. I didn't hear any spoken voiceovers in my playthrough, only grunts like Banjo-Kazooie, and the music is amazing. The OST is definitely worth picking up. I'll let it sell itself in this short clip. Good news on the hardware specs. The minimum specs are playable by anyone. The recommended specs require a little investment such as the RTX 2060. The game also ran great on my Steam Deck. The game flows very similar to Mario Odyssey. You explore area by area, collecting stars to progress the main story, and collecting other items to buy hats. Let's go over what you can do in Hauntii. You can move, you can dash, you can shoot things to haunt them, kinda like Cappy. You can get these purple flames to use as haunted abilities. Haunt something and fire those flames away. You search for these hidden stars by doing battles, puzzles, or just exploration. And seriously, some of these stars are creative. I used the ladybug like 5 times before this moment, where I realized you can fly with them. The stars you find allow you to upgrade your ghost and progress the main story. You can collect secondary currency like these leaves and spend them on hats. Each area has its own unique secondary currency, also like these coins. What I've gathered basically is that the secondary currency are purple coins, stars or moons, and these triangle things are coins. Especially when you die, you lose some. So huge Mario Odyssey vibes. Don't stay in the dark too long or you'll lose some life. These crystal things are checkpoints and they save your game. You have a map in case you get lost. Seriously though, explore the game because you can haunt a wide array of things. As for enemy variety, Hauntii has many enemies, but here are a few. The fireflies, the dive bombers, wizards, and a whole lot more. Is Hauntii multiplayer? No. Hauntii is a beautiful single player game, so don't worry, your friends can't haunt you today. Hauntii gets a +1 for not supporting any pay to win aspects to the game. And as for cosmetics, you have all these cute little hats. The game earns extra cool points by being surprisingly interactive. There are many things that you can haunt and find cool little items and such. Or just turn on this cool fire. I like to believe that this line in the game is a Zelda Lost Woods reference. I also love the animations in this game a ton, including this really cool haunting of the bell. As for some not cool things, there's this part in the hat shop where you get forced into movement when you want to traverse the tree, and it struck me as odd. Being a fellow game dev, I wonder if this is here because of some limitation on collision. If someone from Hauntii ever sees this video, let me know. I do wish when you died in Hauntii, you would get back your full health instead of 2 hearts, or maybe it's coded to be half, but you don't get back full health. We found a couple bugs also during our playthrough, like this currency object we couldn't pick up, or the slightly noticeable controller menu load time. I had one instance where I soft locked the wizard, but I don't have the clip. He just stood there stuck, and I had to kill myself by running into him to reset the game. To recap, Hauntii brings the A game with the art and music direction. While the game has a generally slow progression, there are hundreds of secrets to discover, and the story is good enough to keep you hooked. Gameplay feels smooth with not many bugs to be found. On our patented 0 to 1 scale, we give Hauntii a 0.83 out of 1. The creativeness of the game is top tier, and as a friend said to me, Hauntii may have 14,000 colors less than other AAA games, but it is way more entertaining and engaging. It's also very nice to have a complete game on release instead of the current trend in the industry. If you like the content that you're seeing, please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you clean out those dryer vents once a year to prevent fires.